Hey, what's up, everybody? It is Flex Alexander.
And it's Imani.
And welcome to the Daddy Daughter Dance Podcast, the podcast where we talk about everything father-daughter. What's up, little bit? What's going on? What's going on with you? What's on your mind today?
Okay, I guess this is more towards career, kind of talk and stuff. So I would say I know that sometimes like parents who have been entertainers and stuff like that kind of get nervous or maybe like don't want their kids to like be in that field because they know how it is. So I would ask, how do you feel that both me and Elijah both are in are going into the music creation type of world?
It's hard. I mean, we obviously we always want to see you guys fulfill your dreams, and chase after what's in your heart. But knowing how this business is, how dark it can be, how unfair it can be, how just you see all the stuff going on now. It's just so much out there, and that's what we worry about. And not that we don't trust you guys. Just people they prey on fresh meat or new people. They prey on it just. But then the other side of me is like, y'all grew up in it, you've seen it all your lives, and it would only make sense for you to want to do that. So we just have to trust. But it's tough. It is very tough.
I mean, how do you feel about like how when some people say like, oh, you guys need to have like a backup plan and stuff? Like, do you think that's like okay? Or
well, I mean, I've never been one for a backup plan because I feel like you will never put your best foot forward, because you'll always have that in the back of your head that, well, I'll just kind of do this, and this doesn't work out, then I'll go over here. It's like either you want to do this or you want to do that. That's how I feel. I didn't have a backup plan when I stepped out. I was like, this is what I want to do. The moment I said, this is what I want to do, that's what I want. And I tried to work regular jobs, prior. But once I locked my mind in and said, no, this is what I want to do always, I just did it. And I think that your intention will, and that energy, if you're going into it like, oh, well, I don't know, and everyone's saying I need to have this degree, and it's not knocking any degrees, it's not knocking education, but I just don't think that is for everyone. Now, different people, people in different generations, the older generation, they feel different. They feel like, oh, college is everything. And listen, I know a lot of people who have degrees and who are unhappy, who are not even really doing or using their degree, making a living in what they got their degree in. You know what I mean? So yeah.
I mean, I think that, of course, like for me, I'm always someone that feels like you could do multiple things, but I do feel like sometimes, when you have that thought in the back of your mind, it can kind of be like, you not putting like going all in for what you really want and stuff. But like, I feel like we could do, like multiple things, like, of course, but I do feel that I know once you like really put your mind to like whatever it is, then you can do it. I know that, like music and all that type of stuff can be definitely difficult, but I think that we are also at a time where it's like we have like so many social media, like we have so many different ways that I've even learned how people can put out music or how people can promote their music and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I've seen so many things happen. So I think it's once you really go for it,
Yeah.
then that's when you'll see like, just everything like unfold.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's definitely different. You have way more outlets than we had, way more outlets, and you can be in the comfort of your own home, and follow your passion, and follow your passion, and be safe, and all that stuff. I mean, it changes. I think every 10 years, it changes, and I've seen it change. There used to be a thing called pilot season, where starting end of January into February, there would be just a slew of new shows you could audition for, because they were going to pick up these shows and go on the air in the fall. And this year literally has been none. After the strike, it literally has been none at all. And I'm watching it change. I'm watching everything go from the big screen to the small screen, on the phone. I'm just watching it before our very eyes, and I just, I don't know. I just, for you guys, I just want you all to be happy. Happy, obviously safe, but it's in your blood. If it's your passion, I don't stand against it. And again, I don't say that, hey, you go to college, so you're gonna fail, because I don't believe that. I don't believe that at all. I just as long as you know that you have to put your best foot forward, your only foot forward, because this is what you want to do. You have to be willing to take the rejections. You have to be willing to take the procrastination of other people. You have to be willing to take the BS from other people, the fakeness from other people, the lying from other people, the smoke screens from other people, because you're in a business where we're in the business where you kind of, in a sense, not fully depending on someone else, but say if you want to meet with somebody about a record, whatever, you have to depend on meeting that person and to see if they're going to help you, whether it's producing, whether it's a label, whatever. It's kind of dependent upon that. And I think your generation now is starting to push a little past that. Again, with the phone and with just everything you just said, you can start to create your own, your own wave, so to speak. Is that, is that still in? Can I still say wave?
Hey, yeah,
Okay,
yes,
I just want to make sure.
Kind of.
Just want to make sure that's not a cap.
What the heck? Oh my gosh.
So yeah, I mean, yeah, that's what I feel.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I mean, I think that definitely everyone has different like paths. So if college is their path, or if they are going into a field where like you need like a doctor, like you can't just not have a college degree, because I wouldn't trust.
That's different, yeah.
I wouldn't trust that. But something that's more, I guess, what would the word be, like, not just not that, not something, I guess, practical. I don't know if that would be the word. You don't really like need it unless you want to. I think that's I've seen people go to school for like theater and all that type of stuff, which seems like really cool. But I think it really does depend on the person and like what works best for them. But sometimes people could be definitely a little judgmental when you tell them that you aren't currently in college, because like they feel how they feel, which is fine. But then it's also like, well, at the end of the day, it is our lives, so like at the end of the day, like, we have to choose how we live our life, or we have to choose what we have to do, not you, so like, so I get it, but sometimes it can feel a little bit judgmental, only because it's like, well, I know that that's how you guys did it, which is fine, but like we go to sleep by ourselves, we take a shower by ourselves, so it's
true.
It's
only out of even when they do that, it's only out of, again, what each generation was taught and knows, and you're in this mindset of, if I do this, then I'll get this, and this will be this. and it's just different, and it's nothing wrong with them feeling that way, and it's not even anything wrong with even you doing what you do, and down the line, if you just say, you know what, I want to get a degree in child psychology, whatever. There's nothing wrong with that. It's not too late. You can always go back to school. You can always do that. So that's a great thing. But for what you want to do right now, focusing your energy on that is key. Is key. Is you have to, and it's not like before where you can just stick to doing one thing. Now you got to do multiple things. You got to be an influencer. You got to be consistent. And then over here singing. Then over here acting. And then it is really it's a full time job.
Yeah, no, I mean, it really is. I know some people might not think that it is, but it really truly it really truly is. It's just not what what you would think as a practical job, but anything that takes your time and your energy and work and you get paid for it is a job.
It is.
So, I think that it can be done. You just have to really go for it and just be all in it. But I know sometimes there could be some, nerves because of the fact that, it's a difficult industry, and because there's so many people trying to also do it. Nowadays, like everyone wants to like sing, like I feel like, but sometimes it's hard to like see the difference between people who want to sing because they love it and it's their passion, or people that want to do it just because they can, or because it's so easy, or because they got TikTok famous and now they're like, let's drop a song. It's hard to see the difference, and sometimes it kind of sucks because I see people who are actually passionate about music, like even if I don't even like know them, but like their page like pops up, I could see that, wow, like this is really their like passion. And it sucks, like sometimes seeing someone who they're just low-key making a joke, or they're not really doing it because it's just messing around. It's just like I just am really passionate about my other people who are passionate about music as well, and I just want to see everybody flourish and everything. But it's hard to tell the difference sometimes because it's just like I don't even know it anymore.
How do you deal with rejection or not getting the result that you want? Case in point, remember there was a thing you had to audition for to get in, and it didn't go well years ago. Remember what I'm talking about?
I think, but
Yeah.
but I'll just
Huh?
I think so.
Yeah, you had to, audition to get into this place. It didn't go well, and you were upset.
Oh, okay, yeah. I low-key forgot.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this: what would you, from that experience, one, what did that experience teach you, and what would you do different now?
I think at the time, I truly just really wasn't fully ready, and I feel like I was just doing it because of the pressures of everybody else, and like just hearing so many people say, what I should be doing, or and even though it was something that I loved, I still love, I just wasn't ready at that time, and I wasn't in like the headspace that I'm in now, to where now I'm like, okay, now like I actually know more about this topic, or I know more about this, or I'm actually working on the craft more than back then when it was just like a quick few days of like practicing and then here's the actual thing. I feel like now I would have been able to have done a lot of things way differently because I have more knowledge, and I now I know what I want, and I'm not letting people like what they have to say like make me doubt myself, or think like, oh, like, well, maybe I should have done this or that. So I think it was definitely a lesson to know
Mm-hmm.
that, okay, I know that this is like the craft that I want. It's just you just have to really go harder for it. And at that time, I just wasn't.
Mm-hmm. And so it's probably you answer both because I was wanting to know what did that teach you going forward. So you kind of, you kind of put that in there because I watched and I definitely feel, mm, I agree that it was definitely a lot of pressure and it was something that you were not exposed to or used to, but also I don't think you, and it was probably because there was so much outside pressure, you didn't really prepare the way you should have
Yeah,
because
that's what I was saying.
you try to kind of like cram it, in a couple of days when all along like, hey, you gotta do this, you gotta do this, and I think that pressure, all of that to get, which I'm actually glad that you experienced because, like you said, now okay, I know what I want now, I know what I don't want. You know what I mean? And that's big. Those are the like two of the biggest moments, in life. Knowing what you want, knowing what you don't want. That's big.
Yeah, I definitely think I could have for sure practiced a lot more. But
Mhm.
now, like if that happened now, then I definitely would know
Yeah.
what to do now and have like the resources to be able to actually prepare and like
Mm-hmm.
help myself, get on track.
Right.
So that was definitely a lesson
Mm-hmm.
that I definitely learned.
Now just think about that. Multiply that by, gosh, 20 some years of constantly putting yourself up for rejection.
Yeah.
Constantly putting yourself up. You read for something, whatever. You're not the right height. You're not the right this. You're not the right that, and you have to be okay with that. You have to, do it to the best of your ability and leave it, and just be okay with like, you know what? Hey, it is what it is. You got to be. I heard someone say, being okay with no will only make you appreciate the yes or something like that. I heard, and that's real deal because it is in this industry, man. It is constant rejection or approval from something or somebody. It's crazy, and you can be the most talented person in the world, and things don't happen for you until late in life. You look at Morgan Freeman; it really didn't kick in for him until his 40s is when things started kicking for him. It's crazy. It's crazy.
No,
So
no.
you're starting at a good time.
Yeah. No, yeah. Yeah, I definitely think so. It's just you just have to just keep going, and I guess, even if it might be a time where you might feel, you know, down, just know that, or just like see the end goal and just know that that's what you will get to.
Hmm.
So like, and it's okay if like something isn't happening fast enough, or if something happened for someone else, like, because I know sometimes it can be easy to compare yourself to people and
Oh
stuff.
yeah.
So, but that's their timing, but your timing is your timing. So I definitely think
No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. No, that's true. That's true. Your timing is your timing. What's for you is for you. Period. You can't look at other people. And I've been guilty of just looking at my peers sometime and saying, "Oh man, why not me? What how they didn't call me for that?" Or and just having to understand that is for that person. What's for me is for me. What's for them is for them. What's for you is for you. And you have to walk in that, man. You have to, and just be, if it's something I could, I tell you and your brother, you guys just be steadfast, man. Just be steadfast, and brush it off and be able to keep moving. You have to be able to have that. You gotta be able to go into that second gear, and I don't care if somebody yelled or whatever. Oh, you're trash or whatever. You gotta be able to just look at them, all right, and keep it moving. You know what I mean?
yeah.
You got to.
No, I definitely will. Definitely. I would never, yeah. people can talk all they want or say what they say, but like I say, most of the times, like most of the time, especially if they don't know you, it's probably more of their own issue or more of a them problem than it is you. So I try to remember that, honestly. If people have anything negative to say or they just want to be mean for no reason, I would definitely say that as well.
You heard it first, right here. You heard it right first. That was good. That was a good question. That was good. It's a good little session. Good little session. So if there's anybody out there you're thinking about getting into the business or whatever, drop a comment. Tell us your experiences, and just keep going. Like she said, keep going, keep fighting. What's for you is for you. Do the work, and it'll all work out great. So subscribe, like, and share. You can follow me on Instagram, TikTok at FlexA4Real, and Facebook Flex Alexander.
And then Imani Aaliyah with 3 H's at the end on all of mine. All my social medias.
All of mine.
Yes, that's all the same.
All right, guys. We'll see you again.
Bye.
Bye. Take care.